Hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. Let me get a banner going here. You come on, say hello. Welcome, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I am a close to my heart independent maker. And we are going to be using up today the scraps that were left over from the card making kit from last week. So I had some pretty large scraps and I wanted to do something with those. And I've already got all my little pieces ready over here. I showed a picture in my thumbnail. There's a picture of the scraps, and I wanted just to take a little picture of all the scraps to show you what I was working with. And these are all the pieces that we're going to be working with for today's little project. And let me look at my comments here. Hello, Marcia is watching from YouTube. And we got Pauline here watching from snow-covered Illinois. Ooh, I'm cold already. Y'all, I get cold real easily, so I have a little heater on to the left side of me. And yeah, to keep warm. And I went and washed my hands in really good, nice warm water. So hopefully my hands will be fine today. So it's sunny in San Antonio right now, but it's going to get cold. I think we're supposed to have some rain tomorrow. I don't do well with cold, let alone cold and rain. So, all right. So let's, the drawings, we're going to do the drawings at the very end of the video. So if you watched last Sunday's video, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video so that you can see if you won. So if you liked, commented, or shared, you're entered into a drawing. And don't forget, when you share any of my videos, you're entered into a special drawing for everybody that shares my videos. And I got a cat that just jumped up behind me, so hopefully he'll get comfy behind my back on my chair, and he'll keep my back end warm. So let me bring this down just a little bit. You can see that. So I wanted to do something with the scraps left over from the card making kit last week. And all I could think to do today is this small little super cute project. This is actually one of the projects. It's really the box. It's one of the projects that was a make and take for my last retreat, my fall retreat. And it's just a simple little box that opens this way. I learned this a couple of years ago, I guess. It's an oldie but goodie. And of course, you can decorate this box however you want to decorate it. So if you have a birthday theme or a wedding theme or any other kind of themed occasion that you need a small little handmade box for, I'm going to show you the guts of how to put the box together. And then we're just going to use the scraps to decorate it. Now, I had two different kinds of scraps. I had scraps with charcoal, and then I had scraps with this mink and the mulberry. So this box looks like this, whereas this other box is going to have more of these, I guess these are more earthier tones, I guess you could say. I think all the colors are kind of earth tones, but these are more, I don't know. They seem more masculine, more on the masculine side, but they can also be feminine as well. There's just a couple of differences that I did between this box and the other one. Now this one, you can see I had a large piece of the Mink cardstock, and what I did with the mulberry pieces is I cut them to size all the way around, and then I ended up embossing them with the floral lace embossing folder just to give it a little bit of extra touch around the edge. And then I did a little sponge daubing, but this is a nice little simple box. I don't have a gift card, but I have a card right here, one of my doctor's cards that's about the same size as a gift card, and it's a perfect size. So if you have a small gift and you want to put an extra little gift in there in the form of like a gift card, there's even enough room to wrap it in a little bit of tissue paper, put something in there. For this box, I went ahead and created a little insert on the inside. So if you wanted to make a little message, you can do that. But I'm going to show you how easy this box is to make. So let's see. Let me catch up on some comments real quick. Kathy, thank you for sharing. Kathy, it's cold in Kansas. Oh, I want to say I saw something. It's going to get cold everywhere, it seems like. Thank you for sharing, Marcia. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the cardstock. All right, we're going to start with this cardstock, and what the first thing we're going to do is you want to make sure that you have a piece of cardstock that's at least 4¼ inches wide by 11 inches long, and this piece right here is more than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and don't forget, with close to my heart cardstock, there are two sides to the cardstock. There's a light side and a dark side, and let me show you. There's your dark side, and this is the same piece, it's just a different scrap, but when you flip it around, you can see the shade or two darker. So we're going to be using the light side. I think the light sides go well with this. And we want to make sure that this is, turn it this way. We want to cut a piece to 4¼ what was that? 4¼ inches long. Oh, let me take this out. I have my scoring blade in there. There we go. And then you still have a piece of scrap left over. And then we want to turn this piece landscape, and we want it to be 11 inches long. So I know y'all probably can't see that, but 11 inches. And then of course you have a little scrap piece. And then let me put I'm going to put my little scoring blade in. This trimmer doesn't have a scoring blade, so I'd have to switch mine out. All right, so we're going to put our cardstock back in our trimmer, and on the long side, let's start with the long side. We're going to score it at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches, and 10 inches. And no worries, I will put the measurements in the video description after the video. Actually, the dimensions will also be on my blog link as well, so I'll just include a blog link on there. Then we're going to turn it portrait. And then, so this is the short side. We're going to score it at 1 inches. And then 3¼ inches. Okay. And that's it. So let me move this out of the way. Let me straighten this out. I didn't realize it was so crooked. There we go. All right. Now get yourself a pair of some paper snips. You can cut now, or you can fold all of your lines. Actually, for me, it helps to, everywhere that you scored, go ahead and fold all your pieces. So you got all these marks. And if you want some crisper edges to it, you can always take a bone folder and help burnish those edges a little bit. Or you can use an acrylic block if you don't have a bone folder. And then now we are stuck with this long piece. And now it's all about the cutting part of it. Okay, so let me, where'd it go? I'm going to try to focus on this side with the punched piece. So let's start in the middle. Okay, we're going to start in the middle. We're going to take our paper snips, and we're going to cut up until that first score line. And then we're gonna do a little triangular cut on the inside just to give it a little edge so that when we go to fold this, it doesn't overlap. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. So let's just flip it over and do the other side the exact same way. Cut on your score line and then cut you a little wedge out. That's good. Okay. I'll do this on over here. Now let's focus on this edge over here. We are going to cut these tabs off right here. So let's cut these corner tabs off, and we're going to do the same thing on this side right here. Now, on these is the ones that we just cut. We want to cut a little piece off of each edge as well, because these are the sides that are going to help close the box, and we want to give it a little bit of, make it a little easy for it to close. Let me cut this one a little bit more. You will realize that once you go to close your box, and then you know where you can trim it a little more if you need to trim it a little more. Okay, so let me get rid of those. So this is the top part of the box that folds down. Okay, now this piece over here, let me get my, I had post-it note. Let's use a post-it note because we're going to need a post-it note. Actually, for this one, no, we don't need a post-it note. It's for the other piece that we need. So what we want to do is we want to notch out a little half circle on this side right here. So if you happen to have a, probably, I'm going to be using a 1 3/4 inch punch. If you happen to have a punch, we're going to insert this piece on this side, and I want it to be even. So kind of eyeball it. You want it to be enough, the same amount of cardstock on both sides of your punch, and then you want it to be straight through there as well. And then we're just going to notch a little bit of that out so that you have a little notch out like that. If you have a die cut, whatever you want to use, you can definitely use that. Now we're going to close up our box. So I'm going to start with, oh, I forgot to cut this side. Sorry. This side right here gets cut as well. Yeah. I want to make sure I don't cut, that I cut it the right side. Let's notch that out. And let's do the same thing to this other side right here. Okay, now we're good. Now it will close. Let's start with this end right here, the side that we punched. Let's bring those tabs in. And then I'm just going to use this adhesive, but if you have a stronger adhesive or some tear and tape, you might want to use that. I used glue on my sample, and it took a while for it to dry. So once you have your adhesive on the inside of those tabs, then you can bring that forward, kind of mesh those two corners together there. Bring this one up so you can see. Just make sure that it's straight. Okay. Now, these two middle tabs, we're going to put adhesive on the inside of those as well. Okay. So that when we go to fold our box, let's fold this piece back so we can see what we're working with here. Same thing. We're going to mesh these two corners together. Go. There's the bottom of our box. Look at that. Okay. You want the tabs to be on the inside of the box so that your outside is pretty clean, and then you can decorate it. Okay. That basically is your box. And what happens is you fold this top piece into the bottom, and then you can slide that little lip into the edge there. And so now you have just a basic little gift box. Okay. And then now we can decorate it. So, excuse me. Instead of using this side of the scrap paper, I'm going to continue to use this piece just because it has a lot of these other little pieces of the colors that go well with this charcoal. So let's just get some adhesive on there, and you can determine what you want to be your top or your bottom, or which side you want to open your box. Hold on, guys. I had to cough there. I didn't want to cough again in the microphone. All right, and then just put this on top. You can put it on that way, or you can go ahead and close up your box, and we can decorate the box as it's closed. Okay, so let's just do that. We're going to put this little piece of patterned paper on the top. Now, with my sample that I did, this was Mulberry cardstock, and I embossed it with the floral lace embossing folder. But for this one, because it's a pattern, I didn't emboss these pieces. Okay, I just kind of left them the way. I just left them as patterned paper. So let's get some adhesive on these pieces. And we're just going to attach these to the side. I think on this one, I definitely made the pattern paper a little bit wider than I did on this one. I think you can tell. This one was 3/4 inches, and this one was 7/8 of an inch. So it covered a little bit more, but you can definitely play with it depending on what your preference is. Get this other side on here, and then we're going to put the back side on. That's crooked. That's crooked. A little bit crooked. Go. So let's put this side right here. And then we're going to have to use that punch again in order to notch out this other piece. And that's where the Post-it note comes in handy. Okay, so let's dress that up. Pretty, 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 pretty. Now we need one for there. But if we just put this one on that way, then it covers up that notch. So what we're going to do, this is where the Post-it note comes in. If you have a Post-it note or some kind of a flag or something, you want to make sure that this is centered on your paper. So I'm going to have to look at it sideways so I can make sure it's centered. Is it centered? It's off a little bit. Excuse me here while I get this. All right. See, you want to make sure it's centered and that you pretty much have, the same amount on both sides of Post-it note. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get our punch back, and we're going to slide this in there. because you want to make sure that the edge of the Post-it note matches up with the sides of your punch. And then you want to bring it down just a little bit. Make sure it's straight. And then punch it. That was a little rough. That was a little rough. And just fix that little corner right there. There we go. And now let's get some adhesive on the back. Try to get a finger on there. There we go. Okay. And then now on this notched piece, we can put it on this side. And it should match up with the notch on the cardstock. So I get this straight. There we go. Now you have all of your sides decorated, and now let's put some stuff on the top. I got a couple of these little die cuts here. Let's where's my glue? There it is. Let's get some glue on here. It's gonna put a couple of glue dots, little dabs of glue. I guess you could use glue dots too. I was looking for my little micro glue dots, and I couldn't find them. I think I put them somewhere and I forgot where I put them. And I put them somewhere thinking they were safe there. And now I've lost them. Guess that happens, right? All right, so I got little dabs of glue on those. Let's decorate this. Let's just decorate it like this. Let's put one going that way. And then this other one, let's put this one going this way. Some of this is going to get covered up, so it doesn't really matter unless you have a preference of how you want it to be. So I'm just going to let that set for a minute. I guess glue dots would probably be a lot quicker if you need it to set right away. Otherwise, if you're going to use glue, it needs a little bit of time to dry. I did die cut out one of these doilies with the coordinating pattern paper that I used on the side, and you can definitely put it on just like that. A little bit of it hangs off of the edge, so if that's not a big concern to you, then we'll just leave it like that. On this one, I cut it in half and overlapped it, so it's a smaller little doily, but we'll leave this one this way. And let's put a couple of dimensionals on the back. And I'm gonna stamp a sentiment for this one. I didn't for my sample, but I am for this one. Let's just put this doily in the middle. Okay. And then I went ahead and stamped and die cut this image. I stamped this in mist, and let's put that up on a dimensional as well. Set that in the middle, a little bit up to the, we'll put it in the middle. The middle's fine. And then we're going to stamp, I'm going to stamp a sentiment. We're going to stamp in mist. We want this one to say just because. So let's stamp just because. Put a little adhesive on the back of that. And this is going to go flat right here on the front. And then I did stamp and die cut already the cute little butterfly Honestly, I think there's too much white that shows on this butterfly. So I'm going to fussy cut this a little bit more so it doesn't show as much white. I think it's a cute butterfly. I'm just having a problem with all this little extra white around the edges here. Of course, if you also have an accessory that happens to be a butterfly, you can get away with using that as well. Let me cut the little V shape here where his little antennas are. I don't like that after all, but I'm gonna go with it. And then we're gonna get this one up on a little mini dimensional. That's totally optional. I probably should have just left it alone. And let's put this little butterfly off to the side right there. And then whatever size little glitter gems you want to use, you can dress this up. So let's use a big one. Let's put a big one. We'll put a big one right there. Let's put another big one over here. I'll put a couple of small ones on here too. You have ribbon, a nice little pretty ribbon. You can also, where do I want to put that? No, I don't like it right there. I don't like it right there. We'll put one right there and we'll put another one up here. We'll use 4 of them on this one. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. If you have a little ribbon or something really thin, you could probably get away with, tying a little bit of ribbon and just putting it off to the side. But there you have it. There's a cute little box. This is the sample that I made with some other scraps that were left over, more of the mulberry and mist. And then this one is the charcoal along with the mist. I used the same DSP because I had plenty of it left, and I still have lots of scraps left over. So you can make several of these little boxes, and let's use up those scraps. And then on the inside is totally optional as well. But on my sample, I cut another piece of some white daisy and stuck that on the inside. I didn't do it on the one that I just did, but I did on my sample. So if you want to write a little message on the inside, you can totally do that. But that is how you can make a super cute little easy gift box. It's not going to hold a lot of weight to it. So if you have a really light gift, like some jewelry and maybe a gift card, some tissue paper, you can get away with doing that. But that's a cute little gift box if you like it. And then you've got some dimension to it there. You can also add a little some shimmer. Use a shimmer brush and give that a little sparkly on there. But I didn't do any embossing on this one, but I did on this one, just so you can see there's different ways that you can dress it up. So bring that down a little bit. Hope you like that. Catch up here on some comments. Joanne says it's snowing in New York. Oh my goodness. Mary Ellen's chilly, Montana. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Marcia. And Pat is late, but she is still here. Thank you, Pat, for joining us. You can always go back and watch the replay. I don't know if you've ever made this box before. Thank you, Pauline. All right, so last week, I'm going to share my screen. Present, share screen. I want this one. We'll do some shuffling here. If you watched last week's video, whether you were watching from Facebook or YouTube, your name is on this wheel. And of course, if you shared, your name's on here an extra time. So good luck, everybody. Let me show you what the prize is. I'm going to add in, of course, I have my usual 2024 mini tear-off catalog. I got to finish using these up. So we're going to give away the rest of these. So there's that one. And then also, I'm going to throw in these little magic gnome This little magic gnome stamp. It's a small little gnome. It's one of the petite perks that we can get apparently. So I'm going to throw that in there. And let me shuffle a couple of more times. And good luck. And let's see who it is. It'll start it up here in a minute. Here. Oh, look, it's Shirley Taylor. Now, yesterday, if y'all joined me last night, let me stop sharing. If y'all joined me last night, Shirley Taylor won, what was it? The share prize for October of last year? Where am I? There I am. Shirley Taylor won last night too. So I'll be throwing this in your prize packet coming your way. So it really is that easy to win. And of course, if you're a regular, you always have a chance of winning, sometimes more than once. But that's why I do these drawings live. So there's no shenanigans with the drawings. I like Shirley. I like everybody. But anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed this cute little gift box idea today. I think once I get more of this paper, I'm going to pick back up with the video I did in October was a tea gift bag project or tea gift project, but I still want to do the box for the teas, and I already have everything ready. I just need more of this paper, and I'm waiting on more paper, so hopefully it will show up this week. If not, I'll have to do it with some different paper so that I can get that project marked off my list. But thank you all for joining. Let's see, let me catch up on some more comments. Thank you, Pat. And we have Janice Hilton joining us from Canada. Thank you, Janice. Pat says, is 12 inches of snow predicted at my daughter's house in New Hampshire, first snow of the season? Aww. Yeah, Shirley's lucky. Shirley's lucky. Pat says, Shirley, she wants the gnome stamp. I actually have 2 more of those. So on my next couple of drawings, I'm going to throw in a stamp. Another stamp as well, because I do have 3 of them, and I don't have a need for 3 little gnome stamps like that. So anyway, y'all all have a great day. I wanted to keep it short and sweet since I was on last night for an hour, but thank you all for joining me this Sunday afternoon. Y'all have a great day wherever you're at. Make sure to check on your elderly neighbors and their fur babies, and enjoy the rest of your evenings. And I will see you all back next Saturday night for Scrapping Saturday, and we'll be doing layout number 2 with the Sweet Memories scrapbooking workshop kit. And then also, before you leave, if you're interested in becoming a VIP member, then make sure you go check out the event description. You're going to see a way to become a VIP member. And right now, through the end of this month, you do get some extra credit for becoming a VIP member. The VIP program is a great way in order to get rewarded constantly for every order that you place, because you'll get 15% of whatever you spend in credit for your next order. And then, of course, as VIP members, you can earn the free stamp of the month with your orders of $50 or more, in addition to being able to check off one of the boxes for your shopping rewards with me as well. So if you want more information, there is a link on my blog as well that is titled Shopping Rewards. You can go check out all the details of that. But other than that, y'all have a great rest of your day, and we will see y'all next Saturday. Bye, y'all.